Well, thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Some storms moved through the state earlier this afternoon, and we're under a weather impact alert for heavy rain and possible flooding now. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is tracking the threat and an unsettled week ahead. Rachel, what about it?
Yeah, unfortunately, Brent, we have rain in the forecast almost every day this week, starting right now and continuing through Thursday or even Friday before we're able to dry out again. But the biggest concern will be later tomorrow into Wednesday. We still have a couple of showers that are out there right now. You can see this dying thunderstorm moving into Kent and Warren, and some lighter showers for Waterbury, although earlier there were some heavier downpours there, and we are awaiting a batch of heavier rain for later tomorrow and tomorrow night. So we do have this weather impact alert in effect when the National Weather Service issued this flood watch. It starts 2 p.m. tomorrow and continues through 8 o'clock tomorrow night. That being said, the greatest risk for flash flooding, I think, may end up being tomorrow night into about lunchtime on Wednesday. And there could be scattered flash flooding issues, definitely an impact to outdoor plans. And what do you do when there's a flood watch issue? Just make sure your sump pump is up and ready to go just in case. Don't drive through water-covered roads because the water can be deeper than you think. And make sure you have a way of getting weather alerts. The Weather Prediction Center has put Western Connecticut into neighboring New York and New Jersey in a level 3 out of 4 threat scale for flash flooding, which means there could be numerous flood issues. That starts 8 a.m. tomorrow in regards to the timing, goes through about 8 a.m. on Wednesday. So that might be tomorrow night. And the lowest risk for flash flooding heading into eastern Connecticut. We're going to talk more about the timing of this, the rounds of rain on the way, and what the overall setup is. Your full forecast is coming up, Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, no one was hurt by a house fire in Rocky Hill this afternoon. Firefighters were called to a 2-story home on Heather Hill just after 3:20. Crews found smoke coming from the roof and eaves, but no one was inside. Fire was knocked down about 40 minutes later. Heather Hill was closed during the response, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation now. Well, after a fire displaced dozens of families and destroyed a 3-story building in Danbury, the community is coming together. They're collecting donations to support the victims. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi has the story and tells us what we can do to help.
Well, piles of baby clothing, personal items, and pet supplies have been donated after 80 people were forced from their homes and 6 people were sent to the hospital. Now the community is coming together to provide relief and comfort to families who lost it all. In less than a week, community members have collected dozens of donation bags as an effort to provide immediate relief and comfort to families who lost everything in the fire.
For me, I believe I'm still in shock, thinking this could never happen. I only ever see it in movies, but reality, it could happen to anyone. Like Thursday, it happened to, unfortunately, my neighbors.
Alexis Zerhurst is one of the neighbors at the Ashwood Valley Apartments on Sandpin Road in Danbury, and she lives across from the apartment complex that caught fire last Thursday, causing a partial collapse and leaving nearly 80 people displaced and 6 people injured.
And I actually saw the wife and the baby today, and just seeing them still in shock kind of hurts me because I wish this could never have happened to them.
As the affected families begin the difficult recovery process, local neighbors and the community have stepped up to provide much-needed assistance. Zerhurst says she knew exactly what to do to help make that happen.
It's been very overwhelming for me because, I'm just a single person, but thankfully some neighbors have been hopping in, and the maintenance people have been organizing everything. Actually, this morning I had a call. My car was just full of clothes from this wonderful lady, Leanne, on Facebook. Thank you to her because she was able to give me clothes for women, shoes, socks, men clothes. Without her, we wouldn't have a lot of these clothes.
The initiative to help these families get back on their feet has collected dozens of donation bags, including adult and baby clothing, non-perishable food, and more.
And we had a lot of adult clothes, baby stuff coming in. I know my parents have ordered baby diapers being delivered. So we have a lot of baby stuff coming in, and my friends, they've been rallying around getting stuff like that. One of my good friends, Sam, all her friends are dating all their baby stuff to the 3-month-old, the 6-month-old, and the newborn.
The efforts to continue assisting these families, Zerhurst says.
Reach me out at Facebook, just Alexis Zerhurst. or, you know, everyone's welcome to just to donate. Just come to the front office and drop it off and just let the front office know, hey, I'm just here for donations.
Now, as families continue to recover, the apartment complex has been deemed unsafe to enter, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. In Danbury, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Many people in Connecticut could now face deportation following the latest court-ordered deadline. It comes after the Supreme Court allowed the Trump administration to end TPS, or temporary protected status, for Haitians and Syrians. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot explains how the change could impact communities across the state.
Many Haitians work in nursing homes and are also TPS holders. However, effective Monday, Haiti's TPS designation has ended. A long list of countries have been removed from TPS, or temporary protective status. That means people who were born in Haiti, Syria, and Yemen that came to America on TPS can lose legal protections and face possible deportation. Ruth Fortune serves on the Board of Education in Hartford. She said TPS allowed many people from Haiti to come to America after the devastating earthquake in 2010.
And the conditions in Haiti have only worsened from that point on. It's gotten worse, and we don't have a safe country to go back to at this time.
Fortune explained how this will also have an economic impact on communities.
1/5 of the people who work to provide care for our seniors, whether it's in their homes or in nursing homes, 1/5 of them, 1 out of 5, are Haitian TPS holders.
Matthew Barrett, president of Connecticut Association of Healthcare Facilities and the Connecticut Center for Assisted Living, said this is bad for nursing homes in Connecticut.
RN and two LPNs, the lion's share of the some 100 workers that are going to be losing their jobs were certified nurses assistants, or CNAs, or nurses aides, but there were also dietary workers and also housekeeping workers.
Barrett said the same people who worked during the COVID-19 pandemic will soon be without a job.
They were there for us, they were there for our residents, and we're not being there for them with this action.
In a letter to Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen, Barrett expressed that reduction to the healthcare workforce will cause a ripple effect that will, quote, make it more difficult to serve current and new residents. This could jeopardize our local hospitals and the entire healthcare system, end quote. Barrett said this change in staff will impact residents in nursing homes.
It's not just an anxiety for the employers. There's an anxiety and trauma, obviously, for the residents as well. They're starting to get an understanding that they're going to be separated from their caregivers.
Matthew Barrett says he is still waiting for a response from the Department of Homeland Security. In the meantime, he says this order will have negative impacts on the healthcare industry. In Hartford, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Well, police have shared what led to an arrest made earlier this month in a murder investigation in Farmington. Cynthia Martinez was arrested and charged with murder after Derek William Mercado was found dead behind an apartment complex in March. According to the arrest warrant, cell phone tracking showed that Martinez likely took Mercado's phone after his death. Police also say shell casings and DNA found at the crime scene originated from Martinez and her firearm. Well, Stamford police say a 4-year-old boy died after falling through a window screen from a 10th floor apartment. It happened just before 7:30 last night at a building on Prospect Street. The boy was pronounced dead at the scene. Detectives say there is no indication of foul play, but the investigation is ongoing. And newly released data shows 1/3 of Connecticut's homicides are linked to domestic violence. The report comes as a local family prepares to see the man convicted of killing their daughter in 2023 sentenced. The family says she endured years of domestic abuse. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules spoke one-on-one with the victim's mother.
Anastasia Paul's mother tells me more about the changes they'd like to see in state domestic violence laws. She says she feels like their family is the one that got a life sentence in this case.
It's not fair because she's buried 6 feet under and will never get that opportunity again.
Janine Lavoie, Anastasia Paul's mother, says although her daughter's killer is being sentenced to 34 years in prison, it still doesn't make up for the loss.
He definitely should have got more than that.
Paul, a pregnant mother, was just 22 years old when police say she was killed at the hands of her child's father, Abdul Mahbub, in 2023. Mahbub admitted to strangling the 22-year-old inside of her Vernon home. He accepted a 34-year sentence for her murder. Lavoie says they were looking forward to facing her daughter's killer in court, but he won't be there in person.
Come to find out, he's gonna be on video.
Lavoie says she was gutted to learn that Mahbub will not be in court in person.
As bad as I did not want to see him, I wanted him to hear us, and he needs to face us. He needs to see us.
Paul's family says Mahbub has a documented history of domestic violence towards her. In the wake of Paul's death, her sister Jelena says they want to see change in Connecticut laws to better protect victims.
That's where it all comes down to prevention and figuring out what we can do to be proactive on situations like this instead of coming up with solutions after the fact.
One of the changes the family wants to see are automatic check-ins with police for high-risk offenders in domestic violence cases. In Vernon, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Police are searching for a second person believed to be involved in a deadly shooting in Seattle over the weekend. 3 people were killed and several others were hurt, including a 2-year-old toddler. Police have now said there were at least 3 suspects involved in the shooting at a food festival and that one of them was among those killed in the violence. Right now, 1 person is in custody. Lee Waldman shares more.
Law enforcement rushing to respond to calls of a shooting at a food festival near Seattle's iconic Space Needle Sunday evening.
Suspect may have an automatic weapon. Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Justin Smith was at the festival. He thought the shots he heard were fireworks until he saw where they were coming from.
I saw another round of fire, and this time I could see flash bangs happening. And when that happened, I knew it wasn't fireworks at that point, and it was gunfire, and I said, run.
A 19-year-old and 44-year-old man were declared dead at the scene. A 56-year-old woman died at the hospital, according to Seattle Fire Chief Harold Scoggins.
Anyone have a small child tourniquet size? Don't hit tourniquet for a small child.
A 2-year-old boy was taken to the hospital. He remains in, quote, satisfactory condition, according to hospital staff. Police say 2 people started shooting at each other. A 15-year-old is in custody. The other is still at large.
We will leave no stone unturned to bring all of those who may be involved to justice. There is a second shooter. We're trying to identify who that person is. Our officers need your help.
Investigators say there is no ongoing threat to the community. Seattle's mayor called the shooting a horrific act of violence.
The terror and the trauma of gun violence reaches far beyond those who are struck by the bullets.
Lee Waldman, Fox 61.